Okay, we're back. It's April 2nd still, or 3rd, maybe the 3rd. Yeah, I think it's the 3rd. The days are blending together. We are on a road that's called Roller Coaster Road here in Monument, Colorado. And
It's like a roller coaster.
yeah, you can see why. It looks like a roller coaster. So we figured we'd turn you guys on and let you ride along while we go down Roller Coaster Road.
You mean up?
Down and up, I guess. So this takes us towards Briargate, which would be near the Air Force Academy here in Colorado.
Which is out there to the east.
To the west, but where you had the right direction. Good job, buddy. East is this way, okay?
Oh.
East is to your left and west is to your right.
We need to work on which way is.
That's okay. And we're traveling south right now, okay? Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty cool road. We like driving this road. It's lots of trees, and when it snows, it's pretty neat looking. That road right there to your right, that's the entrance for Fox Run Regional Park, which is a very big open space area with hiking trails and ponds and all sorts of cool stuff. So it's just a pretty cool little drive, and there's some days where we're bored, and I'll tell you, the scenery here is very, 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 very pretty, and we'll just go out and go for a drive sometimes and just check stuff out and see what things look like and try to experience something new. So yeah, we figured we'd bring you along so you can check it out also. Anything you want to say, buddy? Nope. This road is pretty notorious in the winter for a lot of accidents. Mainly because a lot of the tree cover keeps the road really cold, and the snow just doesn't melt, and it stays pretty slick, and then it's a lot of up and down on all the little hills. So usually in the winter, if there's more than 6 or 8 inches of snow, this road's a mess with cars all over the place. We usually like to take our time, that way we're safe. We coasted the whole way so far. Since we went past this truck, the plow truck back there, we've coasted the whole time. Didn't go on the gas pedal one time. Isn't that something else?
And we went up all those hills, really steep hills.
Yep, we went up and down all those hills. That's pretty cool. So you're hearing a little bit from Fox News right now about current situation.
That the mitigation activities, the physical separation that we're doing, clearly is having a positive impact. For that reason, the entire nation needs to continue to lean forward and absolutely adhere to those recommendations, because that is the answer, and quite frankly, that is the only tool that we really have that we know is effective. New York has gotten hit very badly, so unfortunately, but they will likely turn that corner and start coming down sooner than other cities that started a bit later. It's going to get worse, much worse, before it gets better. And that just is an unfortunate fact that we have to deal with. Some sobering talk right there from the doctor. Fox team covers this out. Chris Wallace standing by with the impact on American families, your jobs, your medical bills, and the election that's coming up, of course. Griff Jenkins on today's latest developments. David Lee Miller on the front lines with medical workers worried about the scarcity of protective gear. We begin with Griff Jenkins, though, live in Washington. Good morning, Griff.
Hey Ed, how are you? We're in the week with these numbers at their highest peak, unfortunately. The staggering death rate escalating. You mentioned it's been, in the last 3 days, nearly 3,000 Americans have lost their lives to this virus. Worldwide, more than 54,000. And the number of cases globally now topping 1 million, with the U.S. representing nearly a quarter of all of those cases. Only 2 countries, Italy and Spain, have more than the state of New York alone. These numbers, a driving factor in officials recommending a national stay-at-home order. We expect that soon. There are only 11 states left. Look at this. In the country that do not have some form of a stay-at-home: Utah, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Arkansas. You see the whole list there. Now this, as we expect the White House task force also to soon announce new recommendations regarding facial covering, stressing it should not be specifically a face mask like the ones that our frontline health workers desperately need so badly. In other words, do not go out right now and try and buy the now recognizable N95 masks. Those are for the doctors. But rather, we expect them to say that we need something like a scarf or a bandana to cover your face, even for healthy people who could potentially be systematic carriers, to prevent the spreading. Now, here's what Dr. Fauci also said about that. Listen.
The better part of valor is that when you're out and you can't maintain that 6-foot distance, to wear some sort of facial covering. The important point to emphasize, though, is that that should in no way ever take away from the availability of masks that are needed for the healthcare providers who are in real and present danger of getting infected from the people that they're taking care of. So this is an addendum and an addition to the physical separation, not as a substitute for it.
And that was Fauci's main point, that it should not be a substitute to give anyone a false sense of security. But as you mentioned at the top, it's going to get worse before it gets better, Ed.
Yeah, we heard that from Dr. Fauci. Griff Jenkins, thank you. Meantime, let's get straight to a Fox News alert. The governor of New York, this has been the epicenter of the crisis in recent days. It still is. Governor Cuomo speaking right now. Let's go to the line.
One out of many, one. It was our founding fathers' fundamental belief for this nation. Adams spoke to it, Madison spoke to it, Jefferson spoke to it. Although they had a lot of different opinions while they were doing the Constitution, the one thing they agreed with was e pluribus unum, out of many one. And it was good advice then, it's even better advice today. The curve continues to go up. The number of tests has reached a new high. We did over 21,000 tests. Thank you to our great health department. We have over 10,000 new cases, 102,000 total tested positive, 14,000 hospitalized, 3,700 ICU patients, 8,800 patients discharged. That's good news. Number of deaths, highest single increase in the number of deaths since we started. 2,300 to 2,900 deaths. You see the totality for New York State, 102,000. New Jersey, California. Remember when this started, New York had airports that were designated entry zones. This is an international destination, international hub. We have people coming from across the world sooner and at a higher rate than anyone else. Total hospitalization, 1,400. That's also a new high.
So there you're hearing a little bit of an update from the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, and he indicated there a little bit about all of the travel that had happened. So if we go back in time about 2 months, President Trump came out in the local and national media and said that we need to start cutting back on international flights. We need to cut off international flights. And a lot of people on the other side of the aisle scoffed at that and said, "Oh, we can't do that." And what we've now seen is that these cities where there's a lot of international travel that comes into have been decimated with this virus. 100,000 people in New York State alone. I am going to have to take that call. We will be back later.